When I tell you, I can tell you I had some damage to my locks, okay? A lot. It took me a long time to get here. What you saying, gals and gents? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live life the affordable way. Today we have another lock and makeup segment and we getting into it. What are the things that damage your locks when you first start? Down in the comments right now. Now let's get into this video. And you guys already know I'm gonna link all the products that I use down below in the description box. Y'all know, if y'all been following my journey from way a year ago, from when I was posting my journey, then you know the struggles I went through. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the first things first. You just getting started lock, but you wanna go get your hair done or you expect it to look cute overnight. Guilty. Let me tell y'all, I literally just get my locks and I was watching it from, I get it. Like I thought like the second week I would have had long locks. I thought it would have see button. I thought it would have grow. Like I literally was wondering what's going on, like what's really happening. Another damage I did to my hair was I was damaging my mind, my subconscious mind, because I went in it with the idea of it's gonna happen overnight. Like I got a wide rude awakening when I noticed the second month ain't nothing was happening. Another thing that damaged my locks was I wasn't embracing my lock journey. And I always talk about embracing your lock journey just because you have to embrace it. So what I was doing was I was hiding my locks. As you all know, my Faux lock story, I'll link the video up to the top. You know my Faux lock story, I was hiding my locks. I was hiding my locks on the wigs and on the stocking caps. So even though I take off the wig, I never used to take off the stocking cap within itself, and I just start. The start lock phase. The start lock phase is your most tedious phase. Like you really have to enjoy the process because it's a lot. Whatever it is, I think now protective styles is the way to go, because I thought protective styles with a rush, you know, just rush the process. But little did I know that also delayed the process. Okay, when I say protective styles damage my locks, just because number one, I left it in extremely long, so that's my bad. And number two, I went in it with the intentions that when I take it out, that my hair will be locked. I had a rude awakening very early because that doesn't happen. When you take those out, number one, if you had locks before or protective style, then you know the damage that does to your hair. Well, for me, it didn't happen right away, but within a month, I could see my hair start thinning, and basically it was thinning because number one, my hair is naturally thin, so it was thinning out my hair. And on top of that, I had a lot of breakage in certain areas, so I did have to get some of my locks combined. And all of this happening in the early stage, you know. When I tell you, I can tell you I had some damage to my locks, okay? A lot. It took me a long time to get here. So yeah, all of this happened in the beginning, and I went into lock depression. Like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to fix. And this before all this instant locks and things come about or whatever. Now mind you, I did thought about buying some locks before, but I just wanted it to be my hair, you know, because believe it or not, people's hair, you don't know what that person into. So I just don't like the feeling of you don't know what that person into. You don't know what spirits or what energy they carry in their hair. You don't know how they used to eat. It's just a lot of things, and you don't want to be caught up in whatever they got going on, okay? Another damage to my locks was retwisting too tight. One time I went to the salon, and I ain't gonna lie, you know, like when you just getting your hair done, like sometimes you just don't want to say like, okay, too tight. Like you'll just be like fighting inside your mind, like, oh my god, like, you know, when you getting your hair braided and you just sitting there counting the plaits. Like that's how it was when my hair finished. Like I could feel the tension, and it was so bad I couldn't even function. And you wouldn't believe when I took out the style, like my scalp was so soft from the scalp, like, and then my dad just came through. Like it just was a lot happening all at once. And all of this made me realize that, you know, retwisting your hair too much can cause a lot of damage to your hair. It causes thinning, it causes breakage up within the lock, it causes alopecia, like it causes so much. So I would tell anybody, please, if you have locks, do not retwist your hair tight or try to learn to do it yourself, because I ain't gonna lie, when I started doing my locks myself, that's the best thing I've ever experienced, and I love it. I always talk about how I take very long to retwist my hair, and it's always a reason why. When I retwist my locks every month, I wasn't noticing any growth, and I was noticing more damage, more product damage, more tension in my scalp. Like, it just wasn't working out for me. Like, it literally wasn't working out when I retwisted, and I just feel like I wasn't giving my locks chance to breathe, because I felt like every time month end or I started take out the style, like I had to get it done again. And then on top of that, you know, I was going to a bunch of different people. I wasn't just sticking to one person, and you know, everybody retwists in different ways, so it was like a whole lot going on. Less is more, and when people say this, they really mean that less is more, because your locks flourish the more you don't do anything with it. And I had to embrace that rough period, because I used to twist my hair and style my hair just because I felt like, you know, I don't like to see it rough. But when I slowed down, like, I began to love it more and learn more things. Like, I see how my hair operates when it's not being pulled on, and is much more healthier, it's growing. So plenty of people always ask me, even you could look down in my comments on my love videos, people ask me, oh, your locks grow so long, oh, your locks pretty. It's pretty because of, you know, I've been through a lot with it. I've been through a lot with my hair, and it takes me a long time to get where I is mentally and physically. So styling your locks too much delays the process of growth. Like I say, it really does delay the process, because I saw more growth in my hair when I wasn't styling it versus when I style it. You know, when you just take out your retwist and you see like a little drop, I started taking a my retwist and I noticed that drop was staying the same, but like it wasn't changed. I say, alright, something got changed, something got to switch up. Let's talk about moisture. Preach, 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 preach. Because plenty of people always ask, oh, what you using on your locks? What you using? Why growing so long? Why am I doing the same? Blah, blah, blah. Skedaddle, skedaddle. You have to moisturize. Moisturize can mean a whole lot of things. But for me, my definition of moisturizing is oiling my locks and using just oil on my hair. A lot of hot oil treatment. So I do a hot oil treatment every month or every 3 weeks. I do a hot oil treatment, and then I also try to oil my hair every night and every morning. If you don't oil your locks will get very dry and brittle and start to break off. Experienced this in this 3rd year, because I noticed when I started and slacking on my moisturizing technique, I noticed like I could have just pop off the ends, and it became a habit. So I recommend just keeping it straight to the point. Our hair growth comes through our scalp, our roots. So just make sure you always treat your scalp with care. You just don't want to get to that stage where you're wondering what's happening. Another thing is, I know you heard earlier that I mentioned product. When you don't know, you don't know. People use all type of things to retwist. We just can be real. Anything with a little bit of texture, they won't put in your hair. So you really have to be careful. Now, mind you, with products going in your locks, you will not see right then and there. You won't see. But trust me, down the line, you will see. I had experiences with everyday things. I had experiences with shampoo. Shampoo damaged my hair, because when you get locks, you can't just use any kind of shampoo. I got right there using Head and Shoulders, like, you know, everything cool or whatever, and I got a wide rude awakening. When I take that shampoo out, my hair was white. I talking white. If you look back on one of my videos, I was so mad and so depressed in that video, because I was like, wow. Like, you know when you get frustrated, like you trying to record but you looking at your hair. You know when you're looking at the footage, like I was getting frustrated. That's how mad I was. There's certain oils I had to stop using, because the oils was causing the oils was causing a lot of dandruff to my hair. So I had to use certain oils, and I try to just do natural and not beauty supply store oils, if you know what I'm saying. Trust me, you might know what I'm saying. Loc gel. When I started retwisting, I didn't know much about Loc gel because I wasn't retwisting my own hair. But I noticed certain people I gone to later on, it did show that how much products can damage your hair, because all of the star cuts and build up, and me was going at it. When you get locked, you can't even use conditioner no more. Like I tell everybody, just go the natural way. Do a hot oil treatment when you come out the shower. let some steam run in our hair while you on your hot oil treatment with your towel, and you can be good to go, darling. Good to go. So when I tell you I've been through it all with these locks, I've been through it all, and your girl ain't cutting. And that's gonna be our next video. We can talk about that. Another thing was edge control. Now people don't talk about it. I don't know why, but I don't see nobody talking about this edge control. And every edge control you use is good. I say this to say this. I have one edge control already, so I should have known from then, like certain edge control you can't really use. And then another one was edge effect. I would notice the minute I put this edge control in my hair, it ain't doing what needs to be done. Either getting stuck up in my locks, and when I waking up with my hair white, I waking up flaky, like it was always something. So it's the little things, like when they say less is more, less is more. People don't tell these sides of the story. People don't show these parts. They make it look on Instagram and on YouTube like it's just all handy and dandy. It's not. The hell, like when your parents would say, you know, what you put in your body is what you'll get out, basically. That's just basically speaking on your diet. If you notice, if you drink a lot of water, look at how healthy your locks is going to be when you sweat or get hot or whenever. If you eat a lot of bad things, it's definitely going to tell in your skin, your hair, your nails, like it's definitely going to tell. You have to have a nice healthy diet. Not saying you have to have, but if you want nice skin and nice hair, and you know your hair growing nice and fast and luxury and healthy, you have to be careful of what you intake in your diet. And with diet, also stress. Everybody been to that point where either they have seen somebody like they were so stressed until their hair started falling out or pulling out or even dropping off. Oh, I couldn't wait to get to this wash day. Now you know, when you get locked, you thinking, I could just wash my hair regular, man. I could just leave it and let it air dry. I mean, you can let it air dry, but trust me, before you go sleep, you really want to make sure all of your locks are dry, because trust me, you will get mold. Mold causes your hair to rot off, and we don't want that. We don't want no matting to be following the cord. Sometimes just take your hands and run through it. Even if you're free from, just take your hands and run it through the locks, you know, separate. Negligence. If you know better, you gotta do better. Now sometimes you might slip up here and there or whatever. You can slip up here and there. It ain't gonna be, every time ain't gonna be perfect. Everything is a learning experience. You can slip up here and there, because as you can see, I slip up a whole lot of time. Try to develop some kind of routine, some kind of moisturizing routine, some kind of rotisserie routine, some kind of treatment routine. Try to develop some kind of routine, because locks would then start to adapt to that routine. So try to have a nice routine. Go experimenting and putting all these crazy, I see people put green masks and stuff in their hair. Like, what? I was like, oh my god, like what are they doing? The face mask. What are you doing? Ignorance is bliss. Do not try a bunch of crazy experiments on your locks, because trust me, in the long run it will damage your locks. Okay, do research on everything you do, but then again, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. I only can tell you what I've been through and what damaged me. I didn't put no crazy experiments in my lock. Nah, I know better. Ignorance is bliss. You know, just if you know better, do better. You know you're supposed to cover your hair at night to avoid lint. Cover your hair, try to sleep with something on your hair. Try to avoid, you know, those jackets that have lint, them certain shirts have lint. Like, try to avoid it all. Try to get some satin pillowcases when you're sleeping. Just try to do better. You understand? It ain't all the times we can do better, but just try to do better, so you don't have no damages to your locks, so you can just be nice and healthy. Now, no journey is perfect, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, it's like a flower. You planted the seed and you can watch it bloom, and you can watch it bloom into this beautiful thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this locks and makeup segment. So let me know what damaged your locks down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching.